So yeah, I see you standing in the very flowy dress, and behind you is like a large blue star. It's really, really big. And you say Andromeda. That's what you say. And you have this dark long hair, big eyes. Oh, the color is like dark green or something. Something like this. And then there's so many vortices spinning behind you. And you show me your energy sphere. And I see you bouncing on like you created different like clouds, and you bounce off of the clouds. And you're saying, I'm just entertaining myself because I've tried everything in life and I got bored. So it's like a play zone for me here to enjoy myself. You keep saying Epsilon M3. I guess it's an Andromeda constellation. Because I see like a conglomerations of energies that are swirling to the left of you. And I also see some metallic, I can't even understand. Let me see. There is some sort of metallic arm in the hand that I see made out of metal. And it's like driving some sort of spaceship. And you say, oh, it's time to go. Create worlds. New generation is coming. And this is my time. Number 7 is now. And then you just like open your arms and the spaceship, and you're inside the spaceship. It's like you focus your attention and you open your arms and you're inside the spaceship. And then you're already wearing, it's like an energy helmet made out of some glowing translucent energy. And you say, my name is Lucia. That's what you say. And you got this interesting, it's like lines, like, you know, like that used to be fashion a long time ago, was kind of fake hair, shoulder pads or whatever, but there's 3 of them, and the suit is like black latex with some inserts there. And there's like a line, like a zipper, but it's not a zipper. And there's on the left chest, you have like a sign, like a round label with 2 moons connected like this, like into a number 8. And then 2 dots on the side, and then the kind of stretched out 8 sign with a dot. It's like an atom, you say. It's like an atomic component of the energy of creation. And you say you have to disbalance the moon that exists now and to let the 8th generation begin. emerge from that atom, from that atomic particle. That's why that label. You go straight to the moon on the dark side, and there's like a big gate that opens. It's like a metallic, but it's like an accordion. And it opens this way. And I see hangar, and there's different pipes on top. And the pipes are connected to some, it's like machines inside. And I feel vibration, like it's a bunker of some sort. And you go inside, you say it's just a secret military base occupied by people from Andromeda that are trying to overloop and therefore destroy the moon's effects on the human costumes that are operated by the moon's rays. And to do that, you need to basically evoke in yourself some powers in other high dimensions that you're wearing different avatars, are lighter, made out of energy, not dense, not particles of dust and all the heavy stuff. And I see you have some sort of rooms in there where you have different groups of people. And some of them are really large, some of them are smaller. And inside it's like round, half globe glass rooms. On the side of that machinery room, and what you're trying to do, you're trying to interfere the flow of energy that is coming from the moon and polluting the corridors you're showing me. That's like energetic corridors through which they force the souls in, and the suction. There's some sort of suction, energetic vortices inside those tubes are sucking the souls in to the moon, into the illumination rooms, which create illusions for those souls. Because once the light grabs, it's like I see like a very bright room in the middle of the moon, but it's by the bottom of the moon, and it's got the bright projectors, and the projectors, that's like tunnels of bright white light coming down, 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 down to earth. And I see it's like a vacuum. I see souls, but they're not souls. They are and they look like people, but energy body people. But I do see inside the energy like a soul type, round kind of, that changes all the time inside them. And they pull them in into some sort of container, because they're gonna mold. They're molding something, but then they're flipping the frequency of the souls by by hallucinations. So they're trying to, it's kind of like I see people on this bright white shiny reclined chairs, kind of like a dentist chair but much wider, and they're sitting there, and they put almost like headphones on, and the binocular, like that virtual reality stuff equipment, and they're like in the chairs, relaxed, and they feel. I see the soul's energy coming through the top of their head and pouring down like a fountain. Down. And it's all around them, and I see them smile and they say, "Oh, I feel love. I feel so good." But then through this binoculars they show a movie of their life. What we know, life in between lives, so people describe it. And they're showing like first to deceive them, they're shown I see like 50-50 good parts of their lives when they did something great for others, good, and then the negative stuff that they've done. But because we are in duality, we are supposed to, almost like supposed to experience, forced to experience dualistic everything. So bad deeds, good deeds in every life, contrast. And then the soul feels real bad because there's amplifiers in the headphones that amplify the emotions, because mental emotional bodies are still attached, and then they feel so bad. And there's this machine that is attached to the wall leading to each body in the chair, energy body in the chair, catches the moment when they feel like they've done so much bad, and then they switch on another hallucination, like they're in the room with elders. For some of them, like Buddha shows up, for some Jesus, for some, like I see different sayings. Some of them just have like angels with wings, and they say, "Well, you've done so well, but what do you think about those bad things you've done?" And that's when the soul feels like a little child. It wants to improve. It feels bad. And I see the soul's energy gets like shrink, shrink, shrink so much, like becomes a little ball. And then it just kind of wants to go, and it goes, and they convince. And most of the times you don't have to convince, it just goes. Now I just see like it's almost like evaporating. Like you see the energy body on the chair, and then there's this tube, and then it just sucks it in like and goes down, and I see it's going down from the projector, the tube. Um, but this is one of the scenarios. I see that 35% of all the souls used on Earth are connected to the moon, but also those souls are affecting the other souls who don't want to focus on the moon, who don't want to be affected by the moon, but they naturally are. Because if you put somebody, it's like we share thoughts subconsciously without understanding we do, and yeah, and sharing emotions, and at a very deep level we feel each other, which our brain like cuts off that feeling, so we don't consciously understand and know, but we actually share. And so if one of your family members or your good friends feels bad, then you feel bad and you don't know why, type idea. So they need to program each group of souls that they use for different programs to spread to others whom they get in contact with. And those programs are actually belief systems that pollute and layer over your true self, understanding and feeling. And so I see you like talking to a lot of people, and I can't even understand. I don't think I think you're like a more like more like a male energy. You feel like nice and soft, but a very precise precision decision making, good at decision making type thing. And if you decided something, you're just very sturdy at it. Why did you say that you were Lucia? Because you say you just like that name, because it's from your life in Spain. You lived in Barcelona before in 1892, and you like that life of Lucia, the little girl. The mother was an actor and the father was painting. And you had this big white piano at your house, and you like playing with it with your two brothers. That's why you told me the name about this life. 92 lives altogether. Tired of being here. Know everything about every level. All the historical facts. How all the levels we could see before and now we don't. How you could just climb on a mushroom or on a tree and talk to other beings on the other level, and how the levels used to be fluctuating like this. And it wasn't a big deal because their vibrational frequency always change. And you're like, it's like a melody. It's like you show me there is colors and melodies all the time because these frequencies produce tunes and colors. And if you tune in into certain color or a tune, music, you can connect to them. And now you say that's why people strive and like certain colors, because when they are in that color, they subconsciously connect to that level. 1 second. Um, and I see you as Lucia when you're playing that's just a beautiful white piano, and the house is so beautiful. He has like a long windows from the floor up, columns and frescoes all over. I mean, and your father is painting on a big canvas. And the mother sings a lot. She's like a actress with the stage, and she sings a lot. And you just love your life there. There's a connection to this life from that life. It's like you always wanted to remain a child because you like being a little girl there. You say there's a life of Mariana too in Puerto Rico. You're very drawn to it as you like nature there. And now you have the opposite. It's a contrast. You say they always throw you back and forth. I'm telling you, let's see how you actually got. You say you got sucked into here. You got sucked into here. You were doing a research on the souls. So there's like rings of energy around Earth. And I see in the rings of energy, there are some souls who just observe. And they are voluntarily trying to decide, some of them trying to decide whether to incarnate on Earth. And actually, they're part of, they say, like a soul salvation program. type thing when some groups incarnate, some decide what they're gonna do and what knowledge they're gonna spread, much like all those scientists that try to give us knowledge, but we were not ready for it because the progress is slowed down by the creation of time. Nordic people in gray and also mantis, they really work hard on slowing everything down. So if this planet wants to get out quickly doesn't work. And because we always have to keep balance, not to go through that huge cataclysmic event that would erase everything, we're kind of going along the way with their plan. Therefore, there's good plans and bad plans are in action at the same time. So I see you like I was like you say like a journalist, like imagine scientist or journalist, like somebody who wants to know from other souls what they're trying to, what are they thinking about Earth. And you also see there's a spaceship. It looks like it's made out of squares, made out of glass or crystal, and it's like it's not smooth. It's totally transparent spaceship made out of little squares. And you're saying that there are they basically it's like a space program that they take in kids, and they're telling kids that the life on Earth is gone and they need to remain with another race, and they need to prepare to live on Mars or relocate somewhere, and they should not feel nostalgic about Earth because they were actually saved. And you're saying that you are after those groups of aliens who create the problem and then offer the solution, because that's how the manipulation always works. And therefore, you understood. You were following a bunch of souls who decided to incarnate on Earth because they became curious. You explaining, trying to explain, once you become very curious and focus your attention, when you're without the body, just at the soul level, the minute you focus your attention on that idea that you're interested in, you get sucked in this particular galaxy, planet, star, any level, vibrational frequency, you get there immediately because time is not a thing. And you said that you got sucked in there because when you were following the souls, I see them as balls of energy. You started getting sucked into the tube because you were curious to observe how their lives would turn out and whether they were in complete control of their lives. I see you fly there, and that's when I see you ending up. And that, Lucia, is your first life. You actually just kind of like vibrationally were um, attracted there, magnetized by this family because they're really after two boys that wanted a girl and they got a girl, you. And it just happened because your frequencies, they're very like artistic people, and it coincided with your soul's state of mind, um in your. But that metallic hand is like, it just moon, once again, the moon, where you go all the time and trying to figure out how to block. You're creating some sort of filters. So your inventions, your imagination tool, is like your soul's imagination. You like creating interesting ideas, and based on them come up with new ideas, new ideas, new ideas. It's like work in progress. It doesn't mean that it has to be fast. That's why it took you 92 lives to do it. But you're saying still it's work, and it's worth it. And because Andromeda is something that you spent 18 lives on, and you know how the system functions. And that's why it's always kind of by your side, as you say. Um, but there's something happened with the moon. They have some sort of watching hands, you say. It's like this metallic hand, but I see like a tube, like a metallic tube, and it goes like a large hand, metallic, from the moon straight down. It's like energetic. You can't even see it part of the way because it changes frequency and you can't. It's like masked. And then I see like it's in your middle part. It's like the stomach, that area. It goes there through the back, like, and that creates, it's almost like tension in the body that shoots like in radio waves or something. And then this radio waves get tangled up, and this it's like a tube with those rotating wheels. It's like the chakra system type thing. But that this thing, but that's the only thing you have, like this metallic hand that I see. And I'm asking you, like, what's your name? And all I hear is the melody, and I can't even describe this melody to you. But what I see when this melody is played is different light purple, pink, yellow, different like rhombical shape figures that like go into flowers, and they start spinning, and it's like a beautiful scene. Um, Purple amethyst, that, it's really connecting you to Andromeda. That's what you say, because under the layer of the surface there's like fields and fields of purple amethyst that is connected to the essence of the original planet, with that used to be without overlays, but now it does have an overlay, just much like our Earth does. And then you say, just don't. I'm asking you, like, what are the projects you're doing on the moon? And you say, I can't talk about them because they're secret. And you're saying that the problem is the tall whites are always listening, and they have some sort of crystalline structure, and they put like little rubies in that crystalline structure, and then in their heads they have a ruby implant too, instead of the third eye underneath inside, and then they can hear thoughts of certain people connected to the crystalline spiderweb type structure. But the thing about the moon, it's changing, you're saying, and the sun is gonna go wild because the original sun is trying to burn up the fake sun that covers it as a filter, and therefore will also feel extreme heat coming from all around, because the original sun is trying so hard to melt everything on its way to finally connect to the essence of Terra, and to create this very powerful passageways for the souls to go through the golden gate into the sun. And that's why you came, to tell others and to tell your rational part about it. But before you do that, I see you disconnecting that arm, and I'm like almost feel pain myself in the stomach because it's like up here. And I see it's like a tube with those chakra wheels that you took them all out too. And the problem is with this hand, it was hiding. It has the ability, like I told you, when it goes through layers, it's like you don't see it. It becomes transparent, translucent, invisible. And that's why not many can see it, but I just like I walked into your energy sphere and I bumped into it because it was right there. And you kept pushing it out too. So you're trying to resist. So you took that out and you opened like a giant ancient wooden door and put all the implants in there. And I see like a white bird, but came to you. It looks like an owl, but it's not an owl. It's a different bird. It's a tiny little beak and it sticks out. It's kind of reddish and it's bright white otherwise. And you say that that's your companion who can change and shapeshift, but he's from Andromeda also, and you're also always together. And in a lot of lives, he came to you in a shape of your favorite animal, whom you were friends with most of your life. Energy bodies. It's like you say that because you were sucked in. You say that there is some seal that when you pass through a fast way, meaning when they throw you or force you into the earth hologram, then you are sealed with a particular seal that you belong to that hologram. And because this hologram is solidified and covers the original earth, we are kind of glued to it like flies on the honey. That's what you say. And you want to remove that seal. It's almost like a classic brown type seal on the surface of your energy sphere, all the way behind you, because I see it all the way there. And you just create like some sort of scraper. You say it's like a plate made out of crystal, and you scrape it off. And it's like a pizza on a plate that lays on that plate, and you open a portal with fire, and it just melts. It melts it, so you're not sealed anymore. And that was your contract, so called. And the implants are gone. The emotional body and the mental body, if you go in between the lives, you would be the one on that white bright chair with headphones on, uploading different. It's like you're resting time in between lives, but it's just an illusion of rest because during that rest, you uploaded new information and new programs onto your soul, onto your energy bodies to yet go into another life. You were needed in those lives. First of all, you managed to use the knowledge received in them. And second of all, you're always going back and forth. You kept that connection going to your spaceship, to you go to all the meetings that they are constantly talking about. It's just aspects of the true creators, which is us, in those bodies of Andromedians who are original ones and who saved themselves by jumping into a spaceship. And that's why you say that everybody talks about the different groups of aliens who helping us, but they are talking about original ones who like Noah's Ark, much like that. It's the same scenario, the same software program. When you're getting attacked by unknown malevolent aliens, you have to create a huge spaceship where you include all the systems needed for the life of your body you're in, or your energy body, and then you leave. Basically, you surrender, you give up your planet or your star. And that's what happened. And now we are regaining them back. You're saying it's more like taking the cover off of it. So all the negative deeds and thoughts on people on Earth are going to be uncovered, and all the negative stuff that malevolent aliens done to people are going to be uncovered also. And but on the other hand, they still have their agenda going, and they're trying to convince. They're going to try to convince as many people as possible that the aliens are good, they're coming to help us, we need to trust them, and if they want to go with them, when they ask us to go with them, we should go. And that's why this idea about living on Mars and not enough space for all the people on Earth, because they're just mentally preparing people. But you're saying, so your name is what now I see the tag of your name. It's Rokus, like Rokus. And you say that Rokus is going back. Rokus, you're just talking about like that. Rokus is not staying. I am done with everything I wanted to do. And I could have left probably, but the problem is those tunnels. We need to turn off projectors. The projectors light up the moon. The projectors cause different bright moon. Like it's like bright moon creates a problem for humans. That's what you're saying. And now there's gonna be lots of eclipses because eclipses actually supposed to help us disenergize the moon. So the moon loses its ability to affect others, to affect souls on the surface of Terra. And you have a lot of people, I mean, Andromedians working. I see some of them in black. Others have this interesting purple suits, and they're very it's just like glowing purple, bright purple, and they have this white stripe on the corner of the leg. I'm on the spaceship with you, and you're just showing me around. There's a lot of mechanical rooms, and you're saying that you don't quite know how all this equipment works. but it's supposed to sustain um, a home atmosphere for the spaceship inside and outside. So the frequency of the ship is not affected by other frequencies of the layers you're going through to reach the certain points to communicate with other races. And also to affect the moon. The time loop is going to be closed. The projectors are going to be shut down soon. It's going to take a huge, it's like a chain of disasters. That's what you're saying. Because you say, so when malevolent aliens are pushing their agenda on Earth, and the us who are creators who got stuck into this level, but we're also trying to get our souls in those avatar bodies unstuck. Um, so it's like two forces very strong fighting with each other, which generates, it's like a hurricane thingy. Well, I see like going in circles like this constantly. It's like it's all also looks like 8 but with perfect circles together, and it bangs all the time. And because we are kind of shrinking the time now and the days are becoming shorter, so this, as we shrink the time, everything escalates, everything gets faster. So it's like one thing is going to be coming after another, and we just have to sit and hold on, like on you show me like a roller coaster ride. You just hold on to it, to your seat, and be calm in the middle of the storm type idea, and rational and fast at making decisions too, because some people will have to make decisions to avoid some things, but always trust your soul and your inner feeling. And that's another. So you had different ideas why you wanted to share this with others. But they say the golden age is coming, and but it's the reality. Yes, it's true. The golden is because the original sun is golden, and that's why it's called golden. But at the same time, there's also negatively created programs that are running through the system, and that creates a great chaos, and it's almost laughable. Some of the things people do these days or create, if you really think about it, it just doesn't make sense. It's not logical. You can laugh at them. Most people are so inside their problems, they don't even notice what's going on outside. So, but they better understand that you need to look around to be aware of things, to just know what to do and connect to your inner self. That's what you said. So I don't know, you can ask questions because you basically what you did, you created some vortex of kind of like moist energy. It's almost like a shower, but it goes like vertical like this. And you cleanse your mental, emotional bodies. And I see there's just like there's dust and dust are coming off. And they're just like clean. They're clean as glass now. Mm.
Oops. My big question was I've been getting cluster headaches. It's a nerve issue in my head since I was 19, and
Mm-hmm.
they come and go. And so I guess now I'm wondering if maybe they're going to be gone from me.
Yeah, because of this hand going through you and connecting, and see the spinning of the, I mean, I literally saw the your chakras, it's like wheels made out of wood, but they're very thick. I mean, they're not made out of wood, but they get this, have this appearance, and they were spinning the wrong way because it's like they're supposed to be the energy, they were blocking your energy and making it spin the other way around. And so it looks like because the hand also was going through the stomach and up, you know, it wasn't reaching your head. It's not about that, but I think it's because of the crown chakra that they call, that they was spinning, and when and the energy, like it slows down and then it goes fast again. And I think that's why you would have like headaches on and off with different intensity.
Mm-hmm.
So because that was the first thing you took off, that just was like a big stick and those wheels put on it. So
So should I be doing any from this day forward now? Should I, when you meditate, I meditate, and should I be doing anything with my chakras, like they say, opening or clearing or
now
whatever?
the chakra idea is specifically implemented and like became so popular because agents of the matrix had to spread that idea to make people worry about them. But those are alien implants that everybody is basically born with because they insert them into bodies to these to make it dysfunctional, to be able to control, to be able to connect to a chakra and suck particular energy. Like chakra in the head has certain energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Chakra in the throat, another, and a different. Sexual energy down here is like a very powerful energy of creation. So they want to create something, they would use that. So it just depends. And that's what happens when the people say, "Oh, I feel so much love," when in between lives,
Mm-hmm.
because they like use amplifiers, like you told me, for let's say heart chakra, or where the heart is where your soul's essence resides. So they amplify that feeling into you, and because you don't have a filter of your brain and your body, you feel extreme love from your own self. It's not coming from angels or whatever the fake beings they come up with. Those reptilians who shift into angels or guides, or they're just using your energy, and they're telling you that it's not your energy, it's coming from them to you. It's just deception is it's just crazy. So
I have a quite. Oh well, I do have a question about using the only medicine that was supposed to be used for cluster headaches was magic mushrooms. But now, if I'm not getting these, I guess I don't have to do that. But I'm just wondering if that would be bad.
it's gonna take 7 to 8 months to subside for the headaches.
Okay.
But I see you standing under the warm shower on your head, and it's supposed to elevate it. Like, I see you doing it, and while it's your subconscious saying to you that you have to create a ritual. When you get it in the shower, you close your eyes and you create an energetic shower. As the water pours into your head, you also create an energetic shower, and it's the energy of it absorbs the energy, because your body is gonna almost like it has a memory of the pain. Even
Yeah.
though the problem, the root of it is removed, it's still gonna have here and there the imprint of this pain, which is going to come up periodically to the surface. Because, it's like we are, like they say, we're creatures of habit. In a way, we're even used, and some people reproduce their own pains even after they get rid of them. They're so used that some part of the body is hurting, that they would not let go of that idea of tomorrow I'll be hurting again, if
Right,
they could
right.
only forget.
So
So,
the best thing for me would be to get into the shower and then just imagine that as the hot water's coming in, to imagine it also energetically, that it's
yes,
removing the pain.
right. Yeah. Also
Okay.
energetic water type. Yeah.
Um, so then my other maybe question would be, so I have a fear of heights. And is that due to a lifetime where I was thrown or fell off a high tower, perchance?
I see the life 38 right away. I just got the number 38. I I see cobra with its mouth open. I don't see a tower. I see some sort of cliff. And you're running from some energetic cobra with a little like a crown on its head. And the cobra turns into a woman and turns back into cobra.
Wow.
And I see you as a woman, and you have this on your head like a thing in the whale, and it goes down in a long dress. And it's like it attacks you because there's something about your children and sharing the knowledge, because in that life you really got into the knowledge that your soul has, and you were teaching not only your children but the other people started sending their children to you. I see some interesting, it's like a cliff, and then there's like a sea there, and the cliff, the mountain goes down, and there's like a path on the mountain. And I see the name Baghdad, so it's Saudi Arabia, I guess. And the world looks different. It looks different. But there's something related to knowledge, and this cobra was sent to you because they were trying to create a different system, and you were on the way to creating it. But you actually did fall into the ocean, but you remained like a bird flying over those children and sharing information in their sleep. You know how to do it, and you stayed there.
So I'm part indigenous, and they talk about totem animals. And so I was meditating, and I imagined, and I don't know, again, I'm wondering if this is good or bad, but I imagined that a hawk was my totem animal. That's the word that came to me. And I could see it covering my head. And then it was like I turned into the bird.
Yeah.
And I'm,
I actually, when you were saying that, you remember I said that from the cliff you turned into a bird and you were flying over the children? And then I saw also there's something related to the bear and the hawk, or whatever, the bear and the bird. Also, it's like a different life, and a life of an animal you had. But the bear was carrying you around. You were friends. It looks like the old Earth. Looks like some original Earth with giant trees, and you walk inside the tree, and there are steps. There's like a ladder, and you go up, and there's like rooms. I see I see eggs in the some sort of cradles, and you have children that they're gonna come out of the eggs soon. And the bear collects water for you from the leaves and brings it to you. And he also brings some berries for your children. I don't see you eating like, I don't even see insects, no insects on Earth at that time. No worms, nothing like this. I just know it. There's nothing like this. And the birds eat like little berries and drink water from in the morning, condensation on the leaves. And you you like giant birds. You're big. You're really big. And you talk to all the animals together. There's some animals that left this level already. There's one that looks like, oh my, what is this? It's like a brown with big eyes, kind of flat head, big tail. It's like a raccoon, but it's not a raccoon. It's like all dark brown. And you talk to them, and nobody eats anybody. You just eat like you drink water. You eat some berries on the bushes of the bushes, all of you. But your idea is to cover the earth vibrationally in the beautiful vibrational frequency that produces certain music, and that certain music goes out. It's almost like waves of beautiful rainbow colors go out at first and they help the formation of other planets and other stars. Um, because you say without music stars are not formed. You need that different frequency, and you need a chorus of that frequency, and each animal produces a different one, and then when it's connected, it's like an orchestra. So because in the beginning of formation of the universe, one creation helps the other to give life to the other, and then it's like a chain of events. But you're very wise. You're like that owl that I said, but you're not an owl. I didn't see you as an owl, but close. So very wise,
Well,
very like profound eyes.
I feel like in this life now, I can just know things without kind of needing proof. I can just hear and I can tell when someone's telling me the truth or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so maybe that's the knowledge coming through.
Yep, for sure, because you're very connected. You like opened up to the way, because I tell you that even though you had this hand right holding you, you were still able to go in and out from your energy sphere, connecting to other you in different bodies. And it's like from each travel like this, you bring some more knowledge, and some the channel opens more for your knowledge, say. And the
Can you
thing is, you know, if you go into trance, you would get too much knowledge. It's like would be hard for you to connect and to even comprehend everything. because the brain blocks the ability to understand a lot of things.
Yes. And lately, when I've been dreaming, it's been very odd. I've always had very vivid dreams, but when I was a child and I had really bad nightmares and such. But now, just as of the last six weeks, say, um, it seems like when I wake up in the morning, that all the dreams that I've been having, it's like I've dreamed them before. They seem very similar, not similar, but familiar. And I don't know what that is. Usually they'd be just scattered and whatever, but I've been dreaming about people in my life, like people from high school that I haven't even talked to and since high school, or family members, or people that live on my street. And when I wake up in the morning, it's like, well, why did I dream that? And why does it seem so familiar, like I dreamed it already?
Here you show me one thing. So there is like circle. It's like a for the board game, with different colored sections, and there's a arrow, and it spins all the time. It spins, and you say because you know that for each person they create each section as a dream. It's like a program on a disk. Then you go over again through the same dreams, unless you know how to separate from those programs. And now you're saying you separated, but because you're so open in that vortex, yeah, that you were just remembering on repeat all the dreams. Because in all other, like all the 92 lives altogether, you have the same dreams. And the dreams are based on the other lives. It's kind of like a collection of different memories put on the hard disk. So it's you're saying everybody has a disk of dreams, and everybody has some deja vu dreams or dreams on repeat. Most people just don't remember, but you're aware because you opened your awareness of that. And that's where the feeling of people comes through, because you have this, you kind of have like this big blue, your soul, it looks like a big heart, but it's blue, and it's beaming light all around, and it's in goes through the atomic structure of everything. Therefore, you can read off the information even before, like even in the when you fall asleep, and you might even know if you try what dream you're gonna have, unless you disconnect like you did just now. But I'm just saying that it's like dreaming is supposed to be a distraction created by the alien beings who want us distracted. So we give our power away. We're not as protected when we're distracted by dreams.
Okay. And I think my last kind of question would be about the water, about my health and what my body needs, because the water tastes very bad to me. And I do use my pendulum to kind of like bless my water, or just bring it to a higher frequency. Um, and I'm not sure what else I should be doing.
You're one of those who doesn't really need water much, because you're showing me, you keep showing me berries, okay? It's like all the time that you love berries from those lives. You were always, but they look different from what we have, okay? They're like big, like oranges. So basically, you yourself saying to yourself that herbal tea and berries. That's what I got.
I've been drinking a lot of herbal tea, a lot. lately.
Yeah. Well, because I see different types of herbal or like
Hmm.
leaves, and used to collect them, used to know in one of your lives, and actually in a few lives. But you were some sort of herbalist in the village, you knew which ones for what I needed.
Hmm.
And that's why regular stuff that everybody drinks, you don't like that. You feel like herbs give so much energy and frequency, a different song. Each herbal tea has different song and melody to it. It just makes you happy. It's like listening to a good song. You know what I mean?
Mm. So that probably herbal teas, and I'm thinking fruit. I should
Yeah,
probably be eating more.
yeah, yeah. You're showing me that like as a bird, you showing yellow berries. I have no idea how they're called, but they look like blueberries, but much bigger.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. I think that's about all. Because my big thing was just about these bad headaches that I was having, and um, yeah, that was my
yeah,
big thing.
yeah, also, to be honest, also the connection to the moon and constantly going back when you're inside the moon. It's a weird thing, I must tell you, because it's like I see it on there's two different lives and going on that moon because it's separated. It's like two different sides glued together. I mean, not in not the way it's done, but it's like on that side they're doing one thing, on the other they're doing the other, and you're participating in all this stuff, and so and a glass ship. You're very curious about stuff. It like I really feel from you, like in your soul is telling me that you can't find anything super interesting and new at this point of your life that would interest you so much, because everything everything already. It's like you're ready to catapult yourself
Mhm.
to, because in a way, it's
I'm
like,
constantly searching for knowledge
mm,
now. Like, but then I just think, well, maybe that's a distraction. So I try and just like, oh, let's not worry about anything and,
yeah.
focus on the family type of thing.
You're saying that each barrel of knowledge has one bright idea that might resonate, but the rest is garbage usually because they pinpoint people, they pick souls and human bodies who would be transmitters, speakers for different groups of entities. Okay, and that's why it's such a mix of different information that a lot of times it's the opposite information and that confusing. But it's because different alien groups who use those people have different agendas. And whatever's widely talked about is usually there's agenda behind to put some seed of thought into each head. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's good to analyze everything. Like, why would they say that for? Type thing. But yeah, I see you now. Like, I keep seeing you as though this white bird was that little red beak. Okay. So you said you don't have any questions? Any more questions?
I think that was about it. I wasn't sure if, like, I asked my husband if it was okay. I said, could we see if there's anything going on with you or whatever? And
Mm.
and he said yes. He goes, look away.
Oh, he doesn't want to look at him.
Oh no, like he said, go ahead, like look, whatever you want.
Um, are you comfortable with recording it, or should we stop the recording?
Maybe stop the recording just
Okay.
for privacy.
Okay.